Welcome back to the Underground Nation podcast. Today, we're proud to feature a rising voice in the dark pop scene, an artist whose sound blends haunting emotion with cinematic storytelling. She's known as Grable, the Gravedigger's daughter and the voice of the night. With projects like I Think I'm Fine, Acoustic Audibles, and her latest, Entropy, she continues to push boundaries with music that is as ethereal as it is powerful. So lock in, turn it up, and join us for an unforgettable conversation, because this is the Underground Nation podcast.
Welcome back to the Underground Nation podcast, where the shadows come alive with stories untold. I'm your host with the ghost, the bounce ball boogie. And tonight, we got a very special guest who brings us into dreamscapes that blur the lines between memory, identity, and raw emotion. Based in Jacksonville, Florida, she calls herself the Gravedigger's daughter, a caretaker of memories and a guardian of thresholds. Her sound is dark pop as its most evocative, weaving analog warmth with electronic eeriness, and her words echo in the soul long after the track stops spinning, when haunting tracks like Wrapped Up in My Social Anxiety, and a presence that feels both intimate and cinematic. Please welcome to the Underground Nation, Grave.
Thank you so much for that introduction. Hi, I'm Grable, everybody.
Yes, Grable, welcome to the podcast. How are you?
I am fantastic, and how are you?
Oh, I'm a lot better now that you're here. I appreciate you taking the time to speak with us tonight. We're taking a break from your busy schedule and speaking with us. I feel very excited to have you here.
I'm very excited to be here. It's nice to kind of talk to you guys and talk to everybody who might also be watching.
Absolutely. Can you break down what it means to you to be the Gravedigger's daughter? How did that imagery first take root in your artistry?
So the imagery and the concept of the Gravedigger's daughter actually is born from my name, Grable. It is my actual name. It's my family name, and it carries a lot of history with it, which includes the translations from its origin name, which traces all the way back across the waters, all the way to Zatziville, Switzerland, where it was pronounced Crow, I believe it would be, and which meant Crow Hill.
Crow Hill?
Which was basically an occupational name for those who, worked on a hill or in the graveyard. Sometimes it's translated to a grave digger or a ditch digger. And as I am currently the most recent in a long line of Grables, I am the Gravedigger's daughter.
Oh my goodness. That is really cool.
That's where that all came from.
Very cool.
Thank you.
What time or what era was this happening in when you were having this as a profession?
It was in the family history, so it didn't carry overseas. The family didn't actually come to the United States until, pretty early in about 1770. But we didn't really carry that. From what I can research, we didn't really carry, or even what family knows, we didn't carry that occupation overseas. We just became farmers and came over here. Yeah, so it's definitely quite some time ago.
How were you able to dig so far in your family history?
Determination, and the good old internet. Thank goodness some of it was still up today. There's a wonderful website that researches the Grable family lineage, and they have actually, some of them, researched and traveled all the way to Switzerland to find this stuff.
No kidding. I bet that was some pretty interesting news to be discovering about your family history.
Yes, it was wonderful to read. For me, it was like learning about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember when my sister and we tried to do like family digging on our name and stuff, and we only got so far, to the mid 1800s or something like that. Where our great grandfather came from France and part of the French Revolution, all this cool stuff. But then that's the only far as we could get, and we kept trying to go further. But that's
sometimes it's difficult. I know that.
Yeah, you hit the roadblocks.
Yeah, definitely. I feel very lucky and fortunate that people spent that much time in the family line researching. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, where you're based in Jacksonville, how does your city and its culture influence your music and the dreamscapes you create?
I would say that I'm comfortable here, so I have a little bit more time to be comfortable in my element to create. And Jacksonville has kind of provided that for me in many ways. And the city itself, especially where I am just outside the city, is pretty quiet, but they don't mind me making noise with music. So it allows a lot of freedom for creation with less distractions from, the noise of the city. So that really helps. And then I think also, you probably wouldn't hear it in my music, but I think that just having that Jacksonville has a very, deep-seated jazz and blues scene here kind of influences me to add complexity now that I have the time and learn.
Are you doing your art full time?
No, unfortunately, no. I would love to, though.
Understood. Well, it sounds like that you're. Let me ask you this. It sounds like you kind of take your passion into your artistry. Are you more focused on your art during the night hours by naturally or being forced because of your schedule?
So a little bit of B. I can't do it at night as much as I would like, so it's almost a little bit the opposite. I'm more creative at night, but my schedule requires me to be more creative during the day to work that in. So it's a little reverse, and I've had to learn to work with that and try to. But it's always around this time of the night where I have all my ideas and I have to write everything down so I can work on it tomorrow.
Yeah, I understand. Well, I hope one day you get to go full time and be able to work in the hours that you thrive in.
Yes, me too. Thank you. I would love to.
Absolutely, because I work best at night too. I wish I could record all night and do my writing at night and just sleep during the day. Wish I could go grocery shopping at midnight,
Oh,
but I
that's the best
can't.
time.
It used to be. There was a time.
For the listening, there was a time.
There was, and then all the bad people made it no good no more.
That's right.
Bunch of suckers. Anyhow, do you feel, how can I say this? Do you feel art is more about personal healing or guiding others through their own like thresholds?
I wish that I knew the answer to that question. I think that for me, I like to tell people I'm a recovering narcissist, but it's really a sarcastic way to explain that my art is a cathartic, neurotic experience. And it always has been, but I absolutely love when people can relate and find perspective in that for themselves. I can't say that I've ever written for someone else or anything like that, but I also somehow feel like I'm writing for myself and everyone else when I do write.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I
I
hope
always,
that answers the question.
yeah, I always see it as like I'm writing this song because of my pain or my love or whatever I'm feeling at that time. I'm doing it for myself and I put it out there and I just feel other people relate to it because they may go through a similar situation. It'll never be the same exact, but similar. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that a lot of my songs that I've even heard from fans and listeners and even other musicians that I've worked with that are great people, that they find a relation in the music that I'm writing, which I never thought was possible because I always thought it was just too much about me, but apparently it is relatable and it is helping people, and that's wonderful. That's the mint, the icing on the top.
When did you discover your passion for writing music and saying, this is what I need to do?
Well, if I'm being honest, I discovered that I wanted to do this when I was 9, maybe eight or 9. I still even have some old writings and lyrics that I'm debating using, but they're cringeworthy from back then. But what does a 9-year-old have to struggle about? But yeah, definitely around that age is when I started writing what I would consider like tiny poems, and I started studying very specifically vocal melodies and lyrical structure for some reason. At 9 or so, I got obsessed with it.
Wow. Was there any like influence from home that may have sparked that interest?
Yeah, definitely. In some ways, both my parents really loved music, and my dad did like play some music as well, very intermittently over the years. Like he dabbled with guitar.
Okay.
We definitely had a lot of conversations where it was just all of us sitting and listening to an album and being like, "Would you listen to that? Did you see how did they do that? Can you imagine how they did this? Like reversed reverbs and stuff, All good stuff. The passion in there.
That's very cool. Have you ever said, "Hey, Dad, come play some guitar on this song for me, dude"?
Unfortunately, I have not. He's no longer with us, sadly.
Oh, my condolences.
Oh, thank you. It's okay. I do have, he joins me in the studio every day when I work.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's very cool. I try to keep little mementos of my grandparents and parents around my studio also.
I would love to, though, if he, was here, then I would definitely invite him in, and then we'd probably argue for about 12 hours about how to make it exactly perfect because we're stubborn.
Yeah, very cool. Well, at least you still channel the energy.
Yeah, I even I've got the ashes of his urn in the studio, and some people might think that's a little strange, but I don't mind, and I put a little guitar pick up there with it. And I was like, here you go, jam with me.
Yes, jam with us. That's awesome.
That's right.
I love that you do that. Now that we're kind of speaking about your studio and such, and where you're the laboratory, if you will, where you create, your you blend. I mean, your music blends analog and electronic elements. How do you decide which textures fit in a particular song?
From the shadows of rises, a voice unlike any other Grable. Known as the Gravedigger's daughter, her haunting melodies and cinematic soundscapes prove she's more than just an artist, she's a storyteller of the night. But Grable isn't the only one climbing out of the underground. Every day, new voices are emerging, ready to be heard, ready to be discovered. Underground Nation is where those voices unite. Visit us at underground-nation.com for upcoming news, fresh discoveries, and the next wave of artists you don't want to miss.
Well, that's a really interesting question. I love that question. So, how do I decide? It's so different for each project. I call them projects, but it's so different for each song. If I were to simplify it in some form of a way to give like an average, there's a lot of like what the song feels like. Because usually for me, I was a vocalist before I was a musician or any kind of wannabe producer. And everything usually stems around what I'm trying to say, what the vocals are, what the vocal melody has come out as. Sometimes I do hear the melody of the song in my head before I write the lyrics. But when I decide, usually it almost always starts with some sort of kick drum, I'll be honest. If I'm in there and even if I'm banging on a desk to record it and pretend it's a kick drum, there's always like that, or it's gonna be like that comes in. But if it's analog or digital, electronic, that kind of, I'll be honest, I usually have one of both versions of each individual song, if I'm being honest. I probably have an acoustic version of everything that has no electronics and vice versa.
Incredible. So you're saying there's alternate sounds to one song?
There is definitely, because I try them out and see which one do I think feels right and which one gives the right kind of feeling, and then sometimes I really just like them both and I can't choose, and then I have a listening party and have them
join
choose.
the listening party. Hold on, Grable. Hold on. This sounds cool. I always like to hear.
Oh,
I always like to hear alternate versions.
you should definitely come. You can come to my listening parties and hear all the weird
I
stuff.
would love to. Do you seriously do listening parties? Like
Yeah.
live stream or something?
I do it, online right now.
Woo,
If all
I
of the
wanna
people
join.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime.
Where's
I
this
would
at? Hold on. No, seriously. Where does this? Where can we find this at? What days? What times? And how?
So, for those who do want to experience this, and I would recommend that you definitely come, it would be fun. I usually do live streams on TikTok every Wednesday, and I've been thinking about doing it simultaneously on YouTube as well. So it's going to be, but definitely TikTok. I do them every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Very cool.
And sometimes it's a listening party, sometimes it's who knows what.
Hey, I'm down for the you know what. Whoop, whoop.
Who knows?
Very cool. Well, I'm gonna be pulling up on Wednesday nights.
Cool. Very
Noted.
cool. Well, I look forward to seeing you. And anybody else who wants to come, I will try to grace them with some form of wisdom that I think I have.
Oh dang! Grable wisdom for the Underground Nation. You hear that? You heard it first. As you ring the bracelets chime. That's really cool.
Wonderful.
So you're casting the spell, and that's the little. So it's gonna come. It's gonna happen now.
I admit nothing.
I felt it. I'm just saying. You don't have to. I felt it. I already know what happened without you telling me. See? Doing it again. If someone was depressed, let's say someone stumbles on your music right now and just says, I'm gonna play Grable for the first time. Which track would you want them to hear and why?
Ooh, which track would I want them to hear and why? Okay, it's a newer one. Not super new. It's still from last year, but I released last year. It's Signal Over Noise. Because I feel that that song really encompasses everything that my music is to this date in one song to a degree. I know that sounds really, maybe it doesn't, but I think if you really are diving in for the first time, I vote for that. It's got the powerful bass. It has, it's got the groovy beat, but it's also still got some of my softer vocals combined with some of the more in-your-face vocals. And the story it tells is an important message that I think everyone should know.
Can you tell us a little bit about the story?
Yes, of course. Signal Over Noise, in a nutshell, is, well, we live in a world, and we live in a world where there's a lot going on. There's 8 billion people. There's news, there's fake news, there's opinions, there's beliefs, and all these things. And my suggestion in the song, and what I try to help people figure out, is how to listen to their own signal over the noise.
Yeah, that's kind of going back to what we were saying earlier, like doing the music for myself, because I'm getting in touch with my own signal so I can put it out there.
That's
And
right.
who it reaches is who it's meant to reach, right, universe?
Exactly, yes. And then, through the noise, maybe it'll be loud enough to cut through the noise. We'll see.
Sure, we can make it as loud as we want. We control the volume, dang it.
That's how I feel about it, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So from well, how can I say this? Dark pop. I mean, it has many shades. What do you think
Yes.
makes your sound stand out in a genre that's becoming more crowded?
Well, when I first thought of putting my music in the box of dark pop wasn't really much of a thing. There was Billie Eilish, I think. That's all I know. There was probably some smaller ones, but I didn't even realize that dark pop was a thing. I just decided that's what I felt that it was. So I had zero research on the market to see where I matched. But as it grew, and what I think about it now is that I still very much fit into that pocket to a degree because it encompasses a lot of what I do because of the combination of digital and electronic elements and analog elements, but everything has a low rumble to it, a darkness, a deeper meaning, a minor key, some sustainment. Everything's a little tense. But what do I think that I stand out with, to really get into your question, is that I kind of feel that I push the boundaries of that genre. I feel that I'm giving dark pop an edge that it hasn't explored yet, and it might even kind of branch out over to like a goth folk rock.
I
At
definitely
least
agree
that's
with
what
you.
I think. I mean, people might feel differently. Who knows?
Well, I was looking for a word, and that was perfect. I mean, I didn't know what to say, and that was it. So
Oh,
thank you.
one.
That definitely worked out. Hello, computer. You got
Sorry.
mail.
Sorry about that. I just was having a little hard time hearing you.
Oh, you're cool. You sure you can be better now?
Yes, perfect now.
Me. Your song, wrapped up in my social anxiety.
Yes,
That
social
is a
anxiety. Yeah.
such a powerful title. Can you tell us about the headspace behind that song?
Well, it's anxious. But I mean, it sounds easy to say that it's anxious. But it's the extremes of anxiety. Everything from mild nervousness to severe panic attacks. And that's the state of mind that I was trying to convey when I wrote the song. I was having really bad anxiety. So, but I've had struggles with anxiety pretty much my whole young adult to adult life, and so many different versions of it, from social anxiety to just panic disorders and things like that. They would probably be called, I guess.
Yeah.
Really wanted to kind of get it out. I thought maybe it would help if I got it out, and then it became a song.
Did it feel better when you got it out?
It did, and it feels better every time I play it.
Absolutely. And I listened to the song, and I struggled with anxiety for a long time without even knowing it was anxiety. I never said, "Yo, this is anxiety." I didn't know. And when I finally just finally gave in to work with a doctor and pinpoint where it's coming from, and I'm like, dude, I'm an empath. I could feel people's energies. That's what I was saying with the chimes earlier. Like I can feel that. I am not kidding. And I could walk into a room and I could like feel like the vibe, and I'm like, oh boy, I should probably not be here, or I should be here and be invited. I could feel it,
Yeah.
and I
Well, that's
think
good, but yeah.
that was just like I didn't understand how to get control of it all.
I think we're very similar in that way.
Yeah, and then like doing like the music stuff and like going to concerts, like oh my gosh, sometimes I couldn't even be like the person I am right now because I was just so like, oh, what's gonna happen next?
Wrapped up. You were wrapped up in your social anxiety. Yeah.
Just put my back against the wall, I'll be fine. I need to take a long bathroom break, splash some water on my face.
Yep, just hang out with yourself in there for a little while. That makes it all better.
Yeah, yeah. I used to have to like make little notes for myself. Not like notes, but like what do you call it? What do you call them when you
Like
what do you call those things?
affirmations?
Yes, affirmations. I had to write myself affirmations on my phone just so I could just talk to myself like, bro, it's all in your head. You're fine. But
Yeah,
yes,
that's very cool that you can relate, and a lot of people, myself included, have no idea that that's what anxiety is, and then until they finally hit a point where it's so rough that they actually are like, I need help with this.
yeah. My final straw. Now that we're talking about it, it was when I was driving. I don't remember what happened, but I just remember I was just panicked and driving, and thank God I was at least able to pull over. But I was freaking out, and I just felt like the whole world was just like caving in on me, and I was like, "Dude,
Yes,
out
that
of
would be a
nowhere,
panic attack. Yep.
out of nowhere, like, we gotta pull this baby over." Yeah, and then like my vision would get blurry. Anyway, that's probably from the diabetes, but you know what I'm saying? It
Diabetes.
all just came from anyway, I'm just saying. Me
No,
from
I know.
that day is when I started finding out about the anxiety and the diabetes, and then it's just one thing after another, kind of domino effect, unfortunately.
You're locked in with the Underground Nation podcast, and right now we're diving deep into the dark, the raw, the rising sound of the underground. This is Grable, turning up the energy with her track Dark Water. Let's go.
From the dark water, you smell me. I am afraid, but I hold dear. It's just a dream, always has been. But once you were really here, I remember you smell and feel. From the dark water, washing over me. Am I drowning you? Or were you with me? If I sink or if I swim, nothing ever changes. Down is up is down. You've seen me through my phases. From the dark water, washing over me. Am I drowning you? Or were you with me? You can't be real. I see myself.
That sounds to be very common with a lot of anxiety disorders. Is that over time, just white knuckling your way through anxieties tends to result in other health concerns that show up later. I've been studying, and same thing goes for me. I had so much going on that, just like what you said, it all kind of came out at one time, and all of a sudden now you have these health concerns. It was very similar for me. I had like
Yeah.
blood pressure problems at the same time.
I never even thought about my blood pressure being high. Dude, I'm cool. Talking about.
Yeah, but I think you're still cool. Yeah,
Thank you. Appreciate that. You're cool as well. Very fucking cool.
I try. Thank you.
You don't even have to try. Look at you. You're not even trying.
I try a little.
Well, the little that you do is superb. When you when you share deeply like personal narratives, do you ever feel exposed, or is vulnerability your weapon?
I feel exposed 24/7. I think that's probably, well, 24/7 musically, because I think that's probably a contributor to my anxiety. But I try to bear through it anyway. And if anybody's listening to this who doesn't mind talking about anxiety or is wondering like, hey, what do I do? I'm afraid of everything. And maybe you're a 14-year-old girl or 14-year-old boy in your room, and you come across a podcast and you're like, what? I want to leave them a message. Even adults. I came across a quote when I was young, and it said, do one thing every day that scares you. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm scared of everything. I'll never run out of stuff to do. And I lived by that for such a long time, but I would add one thing to it. Take time to breathe.
Yeah.
Take time to breathe, because that vulnerability, it's hard. Accept that you're being vulnerable. If you don't accept it and you just put a brave face on, you will bury it and it will blow up eventually.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm definitely exposed when I, write, though. I do. And that's okay. I don't think that I could really write without it, unfortunately.
It's understandable. It's understandable. Do you ever feel like your writings and like the stories that you put into music can actually will ever transcend into like a book, like an actual story book?
I do. I really do. I kind of tried to do that with my most recent album and Entropy. And it ended up, with an accompanying written short story with it, because there was so much I couldn't put it into the song. And the songs were already pretty story. So now they kind of accompany each other. So that's my most recent album, and it's probably the largest undertaking I've ever done musically. Yeah, I'm glad you asked about
Incredible.
that, because putting stories to music, I think, is one of my very favorite things I never thought I would do. But ever since I listened to the Jeff Wayne War of the Worlds album, that was a whole thing where they put War of the Worlds to music, and it was amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fantastic.
So then how deep into your own production do you fully produce everything?
Well, I do work with other artists. I do. Sometimes I will work with, sometimes a co-producer and an extra engineer. Usually it's very just like friendly and chit chat. I'd love to work more with people, but as it stands now, if I'm the only name on the credits, that's completely honest, and that work is just me. Yeah.
Wow, incredible.
But please get the word out. If there's people that want to work with me, please do. I need
Sure.
friends.
Yeah, absolutely. I need more friends too. Shoot.
Yeah, and I feel like this is my portfolio. This is all the things I can do. Please, let's do stuff together.
There you go. See? Let's all work with Grable.
Yes.
Let's do this.
Yes, as long as you don't mind the candles and the black, we're good.
We love candles and black stuff around here. It's preferably black candles.
Oh, I don't have any of those. I felt it would be disrespectful on the stream.
No disrespect taken.
Okay.
Absolutely. So then, if you could have your listeners walk away with one feeling after hearing your music, what would it be?
That's a very deep thought. Well, best I can do is think, what would I want if I heard it, and what I want to walk away from. But I'm gonna try. I think that because everybody has such a different experience of life and a different perspective, that I hope that they feel connected and confident and cathartic, because any kind of catharsis I think is important for every human. So if they can really get into it and feel a catharsis of some sort, if that means yelling, if that means crying, whatever it is, rock the song, cry to the song, just breathe through it. That's what I want you to feel. I want you to feel something.
Yeah, absolutely. Just feel something.
Ooh, what a deep question. I feel like I'll never really fully know the answer to that, but whew.
You probably never really will, but I'm sure with time you'll understand what feelings and emotions are coming from your fan base if they start sharing with you.
Yes, I love hearing some of them already on the socials, and every time I'm just like, wow. Some of them are like exactly what I would have felt, but a lot of them are very different. It's like a different flavor of the same meal. It's cool. It's very cool. They're in the same book, but on a different page. It's wonderful.
Yes, absolutely. Have you from these live streams that you're talking about and like doing story narratives, are you by chance developing your own type of podcast or maybe audiobooks?
Not so much. A lot. I mean, I have a very My time is just very limited, by myself at least. I was working on a, kind of like a podcast called After Hours, and I did a few releases on that, and I would love to do more. I just haven't had the time. It was a very, artist-centric podcast. It was interviewing artists and talking with them, but it was short-lived currently just because I was very focused on my current mission with the music.
Yeah, and that mission is still. Are you still on that mission, or are you?
Yes, yes.
Okay. No breaks on the mission.
I don't think that breaks are in my vocabulary. I have to be reminded to take them.
Okay, I won't call it a break, but what about side missions?
Oh, okay. Side missions. That's a whole different thing. I mean, I could take on a handful of side missions and still actually get them done. Believe it or not, I do tend to know when I've spread myself too thin, and now I'm finally at the stage where I can take breaks for my own well-being because I realize it actually does impact the quality of my work, my music, my creations. And so I was like, you know what? Now I got to prioritize self-care.
Yes, absolutely. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't put out the music you really want to put out.
No, yes. I can't tell you how many times everybody knows what it's like. So, oh, I made this great song. I was working this. I talked to this person, put it all together. I listened to it tomorrow. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. I was like, ooh.
I was having a similar conversation with another artist the other day, and we were talking when we create. Say, for example, I create a song, and I'm putting my emotion into it, my pain, my love, my happiness, whatever it is. I'm putting that into that song, and when I release it, I may never really know what the experience is from your side as the listener. And I think that's where a lot of artists doubt themselves on their craft because they'll never feel what you feel from the song that I generated. And that's why I always say feedback is so important for an artist, even if it hurts sometimes.
Yeah.
But feedback is so important so we could, perfect our craft or at least keep working towards it.
This episode of Underground Nation is brought to you by our sponsors at Flawless Cleaning Professionals, Denver, Colorado. Dedicated to transforming homes and businesses, they deliver top-tier cleaning solutions, residential, deep cleans, office spaces, and even post-construction projects. With unmatched attention to detail and a commitment to quality, they'll leave your space sparkling whether it's weekly service or that big occasion. Message Ryan Chavez of Underground Nation today for a free quote and to schedule. That's Flawless Cleaning Professionals in Denver, Colorado.
Absolutely. And feedback is amazing. And people are always a little nervous when you're like, hey, critique, give me opinions. And they're like, I don't want to, yeah, they're like, I don't want to offend you. But I'm like, no, please, just be honest, tell me. And let's vibe on this together. I'll never really know your expression and not knowing that, but actually knowing that really, the more I shared with more people and worked together and collaborated, I learned so much that I was better for it. I really was.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you ever received a form of construction criticism that kind of cut a little bit, but you're able to improve from it?
Absolutely. So many. And I would go as far as to say is that I kind of request that from people in my inner circle and sometimes even random fans if they can tolerate me asking them that question. But I love constructive criticism. Sometimes they cut hard. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes I already know the answer, but I didn't want to.
I already know. Well, what do you think?
Yeah, I already knew, but I needed someone else to tell me. And but
Has there
yes,
ever been
definitely.
a time where you thought you knew and then someone gave the complete opposite?
Yes. And usually, I'll be honest, that's probably the my friend Travis, who I work with on a lot of like Go Team projects.
Travis, stop being so nice.
Yeah, no, he's great. But yeah, it's good times. I like it when it's like, oh, I thought this was a problem, and they're like, no, not really. But the best part about it, the best part is that they'll be like, no, not really, but this is, and that's what I crave. Yes, tell me.
Yeah.
Honestly, I want to know the things because even if I don't change it, even if like I get an opinion and I still don't agree with them and I move forward without changing it, I still think it's good to know because you never know. Maybe you will change it.
That's right. You don't know what you don't know until you know it.
That's right. But I tend to take advice pretty well. Even if it stings, I might step away for a minute and be like, "Oh, hold on, I must heal this wound."
I get it. I've been there.
Yeah,
Well,
it
take a
hurts.
deep breath.
Oh, that happened to me the other day. I was bringing in, if you don't mind, I just thought about it. I was at rehearsal. Me and my drummer were working on a song for stuff, and I wanted to add this new song, but it required me to pull out the keyboard and play it because I don't know how to play it on the guitar. And so I pulled out the keyboard and I started playing, and I'm not a piano player. Okay, this is a writing utensil. I'm not very good. I'm not bad, but I'm not good.
Okay.
And I start playing it, and he just goes, "Well, I know where you're going with this, but I know you also, I can tell you definitely don't play piano." And I was like, I do, like, I know that, but hearing it was still like, ow, hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, we're good.
That's really cool. So you have a whole other rehearsal studio that you go to with the drummer, and who else goes to these rehearsals with?
Back again on the Underground Nation podcast, keeping the energy alive and the underground moving. This one cuts through the static and rises above the rest. This is Grable with Signal over Noise Turn It Up.
We fall in the pit again, say words in the way they say. When you're avoidant of the conflicts and you lose, we fall in the line again, change our words just to ease our heads. We follow that we fall. They're screaming aloud again, making demands instead. All that they seem to want is blind obedience. They'll often change their minds, their wants and needs will bind more than your ends. Then we fall. Seek not the clamor, but the hush. For noise is dense, but signals rush. Turn deaf to noise.
Well, right now it's just me and my drummer, and this is all Grable project, and we may soon have bass and keys because I'm not a keyboard player.
Which has been called out.
Yes, this is very adamant and out in the open now. Everybody knows. So now I'm telling the whole world on this, That's right, okay? If you watch this, Daryl, it's your fault.
Dang it, Daryl, I'm going to push you in the snow for this.
He's great. I'm really glad that I surround myself with people that can be honest. That's my cup of tea. If you can't be honest with me, then it's probably not going to work out.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So that's really cool to hear that you're adding band members to
Yes.
the Grable project.
Yes, I am. I've been attempting to for some time, finding the right people, and takes time getting the mingle, but yes, it is a thing, and hopefully it will be moving around, maybe traveling. That's the goal, at least. We'll see how it goes. Rehearsals have been fantastic, though.
Do you ever live stream your rehearsals?
Not yet, but coming soon to a theater near you.
Fun. Oh, dude, that sounds fun. Check out the Grable project.
I did, I think that they'll just hear a lot of cursing and, very arguing. Yeah.
Very friendly.
Friendly arguing, yes.
Well, talking about stage and maybe going on tour one day soon, sooner than later. Well, how has your stage persona evolved since you began creating music?
Interesting. Yes, I want to say it's come full circle, because that's the honest truth. I played a lot of coffee shops, and I played at Bert's Tiki Lounge and stuff in Albuquerque, and but that was a lot of just me solo, and with me and an acoustic guitar doing my thing and jamming out and everybody hanging out, and that was fantastic. And that's where I pretty much started playing live, was in Albuquerque, and that was black and very me. And then I kind of evolved for a while into something light and just different, and it had purples and pinks. But now I think my stage presence, so to speak, has become more all the way back to the beginning, where I'm just myself and I'm having a good time with y'all and the fans and whoever's listening and all my friends. And, I might dance and I'll probably be barefoot because that's how I am. But yeah, I mean, it's still the same. I think when I used to perform, it was, when I started performing, it was black black and black, and a lot of introspective music. And now here we are again.
Here we are again. Don't worry, she's just grounding herself on stage, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. That's why you can't wear shoes.
Get it? I totally get it. That was the invention of the shoes was the first time that man disconnected from Earth.
Yes, perhaps. Yes, perhaps.
Well, that's very cool. I want to see Grable on stage.
I hope so. I hope that's going to be a thing that's more common. We do have our first gig as a band coming up in October. It's going to be a Halloween party.
Where?
Here in Jacksonville. It's the exact address to be announced. Should be on my Instagram here soon. But yes, it'll be Grable, some slam bands, and a wonderful metal band local here. That'll be headlining the event, and I'm excited about it.
I'm excited to hear about
Hatred
it.
Creation is their name.
Hatred Creation?
Yes, that is the headlining band of the gig.
Okay, all right. Hatred Creation and Grable. Halloween gig.
That's right. That's right.
Halloween party.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Well, you could find all the info on my Instagram. That's for sure. It'll be there
Okay, well, better go to the Instagram. Where do we go on Instagram to find you?
at Grable Music.
At Grable Music.
That's right.
Simple enough. Same thing on TikTok.
It is. Yes.
Yeah, look at this. It's getting easier and easier.
It took me a year and a half to make them all mad.
Well, I'm glad you accomplished that part of the mission.
Yeah, it was a lot of late nights and.
How do you make this shit work?
Yep, and also just like, oh, we're sorry, this is already taken. No, it's not.
Oh, yeah.
But it is. So I have to like email them, and it's a whole thing.
All these fake Grables out there.
I know, right? I mean, that's really flattering, but you know, you can't make the original.
Absolutely. Never will be the original.
And I'm
Ever.
also, I think they should be grateful that they're not.
A curse and a blessing, yeah?
Yes.
I feel the same way. To kind of take a step backwards though, I wanted to ask, what do you think has been the most difficult obstacle or hurdle that you've been coming across when looking to add to your band, like with bandmates?
I feel like I need to ask a little elaboration because I'm not sure I understood the question fully. Like,
Yeah, I know. I kind of missed it earlier, but I was really interested to learn like what has been the biggest obstacle that you've been having to overcome when searching for new members to form the Grable project.
oh, right. Okay. Yeah, sorry. To answer that, I would say the first and foremost thing is people that are interested in doing original music. And I think that's probably something a lot of artists deal with if you're an indie artist and you're putting a band together. And you'll find that, you know, there's a lot of people that, you know, they get paid gigs to do like cover bands and tribute bands, and which is wonderful. But Grable is neither of those things. And so putting a band together to play some dark, ethereal vocals with some heavy bass is not as easy as it sounds, believe it or not. Because, no, it's a gamble. You never know what you're going to get. So it's really just a matter of finding someone who already really loves the music. And that could take time.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's almost like a tryout situation.
Yeah, kind of like, hey, we're here. We got me and the drummer. You guys just show up, play what you want to do. We'll give you some papers, have fun. And we'll see what we're really just here to have a good time, and then some of you will stay.
Yeah, all
But
right.
yeah.
So we're just looking for those members that jive.
Yeah, really, it comes down to that because I think I have a comfortable personality. I think for most people, I don't really rub people the wrong way, but sometimes I do because I wouldn't consider that I'm nitpicky, but I don't want to rush through it. I want to do it right the first time, and I don't want to get stuck just jamming. So, but you know, as a group, I think that's what, you know, members of Grable probably would need. If you're looking to join the band and you're in Jacksonville, you need to be able to tolerate criticism for sure.
Absolutely. Well, I'm very excited to see how everything comes together for the Grable project.
I'm super glad that you know, I met with the drummer that I did. It's been a perfect match for the music. So
Perfect. The universe is at work.
yes, that's what I'm hoping. Just give me the rest, and then if they send the rest, then you and all the people out there are gonna see the rest because I'm gonna bring it to you.
Ooh, wait! Well, I got myself a front row ticket.
Yeah.
The music industry is often about visibility. How do you balance staying authentic with the pressure to be seen everywhere?
Well, I wear makeup. No. Yeah, I think how I balance that is because I often don't wear makeup, so that's kind of sarcastic.
Okay.
The way I balance it, how do I balance like being in the light versus being like genuinely myself, and I make a fool out of myself and see what happens. I probably get really anxious about it in advance, never watch it back because I'm afraid to, and let it roll. I will like not, like if I do something on the internet, I will not rewatch it unless it gets an extreme amount of like good attention, and then I'm like, oh cool, this must have been all right. I don't want to watch it otherwise. Nope.
Don't even want to watch it.
Because I know I'm gonna cringe. I know, because I know all my little things that nobody knows, and I'm gonna be like, oh, why did I do that? Way
No
too
one notices.
self-critical. No one
No one
notices.
noticed.
You're right. No.
Just you noticed.
Yep.
Like you probably just did something in the last 5 minutes that I ain't even noticed. That just gonna tick you off.
Probably, yes. I think that a lot of artists are like that, or who knows? Maybe it's just me.
No, you're right. A lot of artists are perfectionists.
There's that word, yeah.
I think
try
that's
not
a
to
nice
be.
word to use it. A nice
It
word.
is. I feel like it. I don't want it to be used, but it is accurate. I try to chill out though.
It's
and
better
that's
than
what-
saying OCD.
Yeah, it's true.
What do you think is the biggest misconception people have about you as an artist?
Looking for the real voices, the raw stories, and the underground culture they don't show you on the surface? Visit www.underground-nation.com and unlock the Underground Nation magazine digital archive. From exclusive interviews with rising artists and tattoo legends to full issues packed with underground music, ink, fashion, and rebellion, it's all there. New issues drop regularly. Every page, every voice, every movement. Tap into the culture at www.underground-nation.com. The underground isn't just music, it's a nation.
That I'm a Satanist keeps coming up.
It keeps coming up.
Yeah, on my TikTok, everybody keeps asking me, "Am I a Satanist?" And I haven't answered yet, so I will kind of answer here and say that that is a big misconception. No offense to whoever or whatever you do, but I am not.
You're not. Why would they assume that?
Oh, the makeup. Oh, sorry about that.
The makeup you don't wear, but you wear sometimes.
Yeah, in my TikTok videos, and they saw my music video, and I have like these horns that I have, which is awesome, but it's like a nature thing. I love all of nature's things, and horns are really majestic, and so yeah. But
Yes, they are.
some people thought that that was a mark of the devil or something, so, and that's okay. I mean, if that's your deal, that's fine too, but it's not mine.
Yeah, totally get it. Do you find more inspiration in solitude or in the energy of connecting with other creatives?
Well, I thought that I found most of it in solitude, but I think what has been the most beneficial is if I like a little bit first. Here's the concept, here's the idea, and that could be like already a lot. And then I go mingle with people with it, and then they go blip, 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 and they play with it and they look at it. That's my best description. That's the technical term. And then they exchange, and then I come back and I'm like, ooh, yes. And it just becomes something greater. And if I can work with people on it too, so that it is a whole different experience. And so I think having that extra input and experience and energy exchange, you could call it, with socializing with people that see the vision, is probably the strongest creativity that I have. Even if it's just having somebody to text and be like, what do you think of this?
Absolutely.
For sure. I mean, but most of my work has been started solitary, in like a solitary.
Well, you could add me to that text list. I like to hear unreleased and give my 2 cents where my 2 cents could be needed.
Okay. You got some experience, I bet. So that'd probably be really great idea.
I hear a lot of bands all day long. I get to hear everything from hip hop to jazz to country to rock and roll to heavy metal to grunge to punk to industrial. I'm all across the board.
You heard everything. You're like, I listen to everything.
I do.
Now I kind of wonder. You brought it
one
up.
of the coolest jobs in the world.
I have to. Yeah, I agree. To ask you, like, because you brought it all up. Like, do you have a favorite genre? Like that you?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like telling me what that is?
My favorite genre is horrorcore.
Okay. I've been hearing more of that lately.
Yes, it's very fun for me because as from an artist perspective, I get to tell my version of horror stories in a lyrical format.
Okay.
And still be able to experiment with like heavy guitar riffs from the rock side to heavy bass drops from the EDM side. This allows more experimental ways for me to express my anger and frustrations of the world.
That is a good outlet, it sounds like. So it's like a horrorcore, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it's like a horror movie in lyrical format.
I've been hearing some of that lately, and I've been intrigued. I feel like Grable might end up on some playlists with that kind of music because just Halloween. Why not?
Absolutely.
For sure.
And plus, I could definitely hear your voice like on a cool chorus, like for a horrorcore rap song like that I'm describing.
Right.
You would fit perfectly on a hook.
Well, I'm not rapping, that's for sure.
I know, but you would sound great on a hook.
Right, okay. I might do that.
Or the
I feel like I
bridge.
have.
Bridge to the hook. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. Something where I can still do my natural element. I mean, I'll be honest, I've dabbled in the idea of rapping and, I can talk while I sing. Don't ask me to rap though. You're going to be like, oh my God, this is horrifying. It's not my strong suit. Nope. I appreciate those who do. And I love listening to some rap. Like, it's definitely great. I just cannot do it.
I would love to share some of my material with you and get some feedback from you. See what you
Yes,
think.
absolutely.
Maybe discuss a collaboration we could put together.
Yes. I would love to. I have a lot of like ideas going on right now, like things I want to do that branch out into other genres and that may not necessarily be Grable, but they are still me working with others and just creating for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
Like
that'd be
just
really cool.
branch out and, send me something. That'd be exciting.
I would love the opportunity just to do that. Just listen to this, Grable. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. Plus, I would get to hear it and I'd just be like, oh, I get to hear this. Nobody else has heard it first. I'm curious now.
That's right. That's one of the coolest parts about my job. Is I get to hear unreleased things before they come out. Mm-hmm. Or if they want us to promote it at the magazine and stuff, I get to hear it first. I'm like, yeah. That's what makes my job so easy to go out and promote it because I'm already excited for it myself.
You're like, oh, I'm a fan.
just getting my job easier and easier.
That sounds like the best job. I love working in music. Anything where I work in music sounds great to me.
Yeah, and plus you have a great voice. And I was like, dude, if you're doing podcasting and doing interviews, might have a spot for you over here at the Underground Nation.
I feel like maybe one day. I'm not sure if I'd have the time, but that's a very, very intriguing offer. Enticing.
Can I express that real quick? I hear that a lot in interviews where artists are just battling time. I've heard that so many times this last week. Time is my biggest enemy, or if I just had more time.
Yeah.
Is there a plan for
have
you
more time?
to get more time?
Actually, yes. Because it's a little bit of a spoiler. I don't want to disappoint anybody who is used to me releasing like every year. But after this next album, I'm taking a break on Grable music for a little bit. That may include touring, but I will be taking a break on writing for certain.
Okay.
Yeah, and I will be having time. Of course, I mean, I can't control if something comes to mind. Let's say I'm touring,
And it will.
I write something. Yeah, of course it will. But that's where I'm taking that break. So yeah, I'll write it down, but then it's there for later. I'm going to be taking a break from the writing process after I finish with the next project I'm currently in, which is Dark Light.
Say it again. Dark.
Dark Light.
Dark light.
Yes.
How do you describe a dark light?
Well, it's two sides of the same coin. And I feel like that embodies the concept. It's simple terms, it's duality and everything in between. So this album, as I hope it will turn into, will be representing the dark, the light, and really highlighting the gray in between.
There we go. I wonder where. I guess I kind of dabble in all three of those elements.
I think we all do. But we hardly ever think about them like that. And I was like, wait a minute, this is how I see the world. It's not black and white, but it is. And it's gray. So
it's definitely gray, or it's more
well,
gray
I mean,
than
I'm
black.
Grable. I have to bring the gray.
Oh, Grable, look at that. You just put that together in my head. I was like, wait a minute. Now we're getting deep.
I mean, there's a lore. Okay, if y'all want to know, there's a lore. Go ahead.
I love lores. I love lores. I do.
Well, the lores of like so many different things I find super intriguing, but ironically enough, I don't really find my own lore intriguing at all.
Why? The Gravedigger's daughter. You can go so many places with that alone.
Well, I mean, Yeah, I mean, but I don't know where. But I mean, it has its place. You could probably find out. I mean, there's some videos where I talk about it more, and in the Darklight album, it will be highlighted.
Okay, all right. So you know what? We're just gonna wait for it.
Oh, you got
Wait,
that out of
wait
me.
for the dark light. I try. I
You're
try to
very,
go digging.
yeah, you're a very generous host. Yeah,
Thank you. I try to go digging. I want to know. I just want to know.
good job.
Say it again.
I said good job
Thank you. Thank you.
divulging secrets from me.
Yes. I wish I could get more.
Nope.
As an independent artist, funding projects can be tough. What's been your biggest financial hurdle in bringing your vision to life?
Everything is a hurdle financially, I swear. Biggest hurdle, pride.
Pride.
Pride. Accepting help when people do want to help. If they can donate
Let
to the
us
cause.
help, dude. Where's the Patreon? Where's the fan club? Where
It's
do I
hard.
subscribe?
YouTube. But yeah, for sure. That's the biggest hurdle for me is, letting people throw in and be like, hey, yes, I want to support what you're making and stuff. It's very hard for me to do that. And I'm really glad that I'm getting a little bit more open to that because, there's a lot of reasons why, but either way, that's the biggest hurdle.
Yeah.
It would be nice to survive doing everything that I love to do and also just working with others as well.
And you can.
Yes.
And you absolutely can.
Especially,
This is the best time to be alive, in my opinion.
Underground Nation, the hunt is on. Bounceball Boogie and his co-host Spot Vega are live on TikTok, leading the panel in search of the hottest undiscovered talent. Think you've got what it takes? Here's your shot to prove it. Drop your track into the live stream. Donate 99 coins for one full song play. The panel will review it live, give you real-time feedback, and if your sound hits, you'll earn a spot in the hot seat on the Underground Nation podcast. On TikTok, follow @Bounceball Boogie to join in on the fun every Thursday and Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern.
yeah, I'm still here, and the advancements are abundant. So
Definitely abundant, especially the way that you be channeling. So with all the talk of getting this new project out, getting new band members in, possibly touring, have you explored into merchandise or building a Patreon to let us help fund your career or anything like that?
So I actually do have a Patreon. It was a little bit abandoned. It's just kind of there. It's not doing anything. I just created it and basically that's it.
Okay.
That's why I haven't shared it. Because like I said, I don't like being but I have thought about this, yes. So I've been, actually, if you'd like to see it, I've been making handmade custom bleach t-shirts.
No
It's
kidding.
like bleach art shirts for Grable music, but I've been making those, and I'm hoping to have those at shows and perhaps up on my website.
Oh, that means each one is custom.
It is, yes, every
There's
single
not one, two the same.
by hand.
Wow.
Yep.
You can only imagine the energy you put into those pieces of material.
So Grable vibes.
Get the Grable vibes.
Yeah, I'm sending Grable vibes with every shirt. Every shirt that you get from Grable, it will contain Grable vibes just for you, and you will then have Grable vibes with you wherever you wear it.
That's really cool. You know, with everything you're saying, would you ever consider like putting the Dark Light album on like GoFundMe to get crowd share support?
Perhaps. I kind of think I haven't really put much thought into that. I've been in like a lot of the writing stages. Since it's not complete yet, and because it's just kind of like me thinking about the creative side now, but maybe, diving into looking at how release and all that is going to work out and looking at the logistics side, not the creative side.
Yeah.
When I get to that point, yeah, that's something I haven't really contemplated yet, but it'll probably be on the list of do I? Maybe, yeah.
To crowd share or to not crowd share?
Crowd share or not crowd share? Yeah,
That's my question.
well, getting into the like having that up can help with the creation, recording and things like that to really bring it to its full potential. And so maybe it will be the best thing ever because of that if I do that.
You never know.
Never know until you try. I think I just
guess.
convinced myself.
Really?
I think so.
Oh my god. Well, at least convince yourself to at least consider it more.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Nothing's set in stone yet. Just highly considerable.
It sounded like I was convincing myself, though. It's just this half, talking to this half, Yeah, we'll figure it out eventually.
Well, I wish the best of both of you, the best of luck together. I hope you're both able to have those gentle arguments to find a proper solution.
Absolutely. Tolerate each other pretty well.
Well, that's good. I really wonder what an argument looks like.
Well, if you go to TikTok, there's some.
Oh my
You'll
God.
see it there. That's
Excuse-
probably, yeah. I'm not gonna say anything else because when you see it, you'll know. You'll be like, oh, this is it.
This is the moment.
Yep. My YouTube shorts and my TikTok shorts, they're pretty much that. That's what they are.
That's very cool. Very cool. We're gonna go look. Ready, Underground Nation? Let's go take a look. Who's coming with me, guys? Who's coming with me? So what's one boundary you love to cross next with your music, whether sonically, visually, or conceptually?
I'm trying to think of the word for it, but it's gonna sound ridiculous. But it needs to. The boundary I want to cross is the threshold between where I am now, where it's half of my music still is new to people who haven't heard it, and I want to cross that threshold to wow, most people have heard it, and that's a big dream. I guess it's probably a big reach, but that's my want. That's what I want.
Oh, yes, you have big goals and big dreams.
I suppose they are pretty big. I think it's reasonable.
It is reasonable. You kidding me?
Yeah.
You could definitely make it happen, especially with all our support here in the Underground Nation. Right.
Yeah, that sounds like sounds great. I would love to just really take it, like, basically blow my inner child's mind away, and 14-year-old me looking at my life, and just be like, oh, everybody knows our music, and I would just cool. My life is complete. I'm done. Now I will just live a life of service to others.
That is true because we need your music.
Yes, but also like for other people's. Like, okay, cool. Everyone knows Grable music, and maybe I keep doing and for many years to come be, ancient and beautiful and ancient and still making music. And but I'll still like be the unknown ghost vocalist on Joe Schmo's music wherever, because why not?
Man, you better put respect on her name, Joe Schmo.
That's who I am. I like to work with others on things. Like I have these tools, let me use them.
Yeah. And you would even be to the point where you're so nice and say, oh, you don't even need to credit me.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out.
How much you paying her to do that?
We'll find out. Yeah, I would like to. I would like to discuss that in advance.
Sure.
But even if it's just I see a really cool opportunity and it's something I'm very passionate about, like let's say it's for a cause that I follow, then yeah, sure, let's work together.
Absolutely. If you could collaborate with any artist, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Mike Patton. I think he's alive, but Mike Patton, because he was a huge inspiration as to pushing the boundaries of my vocals, because I had a very soft vocal when I was younger, and he did crazy things with his vocals that people thought were, oh, that's just noise, torture chamber, whatever. No, it's not. It is creativity. I am a vocalist at my core, and this is my instrument, and I want to try and wiggle it and do whatever I want with it, and he did that. So, like, if I could just meet him and then just make sounds, like achievement unlocked. There we go. Just make noise, just Mike Patton makes a noise, and I make a noise, and who knows what, then there we go. Now my life is complete.
There it is. So with all that we talked about here tonight,
Yeah.
where do you hope Grable will be 5 years from now, musically, personally, and spiritually?
I don't think I can answer that question. I try not to, aside from my big dream that I mentioned, like the big goal, I try not to dwell too much on where I want to be in the middle, like the steps to get there, but I will, wherever it takes me, I'll go and I'll show up. I'll be there on time, 15 minutes early. And that's how I am. I will be there. If somebody's given it the time and an opportunity presents, I will be there. So, and I'm also going to try and make more things happen because I want to be, touring, and hopefully I'll be touring an amazing finalized Darklight album, and who knows?
Oh yeah. What do you feel you would need right now to help you get to that point a lot faster than doing it on your own, like making those new connections?
I think, connections is a really good thing. I've never been good at making connections because of social anxiety. So I think making those good connections and working with people so they can see that I'm a pretty, force to work with, and really just making that name, like basically showing them what they haven't seen, because I've been way too socially awkward to really show it. And now I'm like, no, I want to come out of the shell, and I've been doing that for years, few years now, and really coming out of my shell. And now I just want to show them all, like, hey, this is what I got. And I know that there's a place for this. So yeah, make those connections, make those conversations, talk to the, the booking agents, get the gigs, go to the venues, do the radio shows, all the things. I'm the yes man right now.
You're the yes man.
That's right. I'm the yes man right now. Opportunity knocks and I say, hello.
Would you be open to discussing management if the right management team or company was to approach?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I think it was about a couple months ago I posted on my threads, like, are there any artist managers still in existence? So yes, absolutely. For sure. I don't know where to find them. I'm terrible at knowing things like that. I think I probably just have some sort of thing, divergence or whatever they call it. And so I see things in a very linear way. So I'm just like calculated, like, well, I don't know how to meet people. But yeah.
Start with hi. My name is.
Hi. Yes. What? My name is who?
Grable.
Grable. Yeah, that's the remix.
We could
definitely. If
remix.
management knocked, I would say hello. Let's see what's going on here for sure. Grable needs some hands on deck for sure.
Would you say that there's a fine line there though of working with a management team or taking on a full blown record deal contract?
I think there might be. It really does depend on like what that contract entails, of course, fine print.
Give me your soul.
But I'm just saying, my soul is pretty embedded, so they can try. But yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to the idea of either one, but I feel like management is going to stay more true to the vision rather than a whole label opportunity. But you never know. I'm not going to close the door on it unless, so I'm open to being convinced.
Yeah, well, we definitely believe in the independent grind here at the Underground Nation.
Yes.
We don't need those corporate punks.
And I also respect that, because even if the opportunity knocks, like 9 out of 10 times, if anyone's being honest with themselves, 9 out of those 10 times, possibly 10 out of those 10 times, it is a horrible deal. But
horrible.
Usually
a horrible deal.
It might look pretty, but it's not.
That's right. Always get a lawyer. Always, always, always. Don't just sign it.
Don't just sign it. Okay, I don't care if they give you money up front. Lawyer.
How about money?
Sorry.
Until they lure you in. Until they suck it.
Exactly.
Man. Well, Grable, this has been an amazing conversation. If you could leave our listeners with one message, what would it be?
I would say share Grable music. I need to get out there. All right, you want my wisdom? It's in my songs. Go listen and share it.
Ooh, look at that.
It's in there. You just gotta listen.
Well, you're the Underground Nation. Let's go and like, follow, and subscribe at Grable Music. All handles are the same.
Yes, it's my accomplishment.
So go right now. Go like, follow, and subscribe for Grable Music at Grable Music. And you never know. Maybe she'll follow you back if you say you're part of the Underground Nation. Only time.
Yep, there you can find out.
Yeah. Well, Grable, any last, maybe some shout outs, thank yous you want to throw out to the universe?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you, Ryan, for having me tonight. I'd like to thank Cowboy Felon from TikTok for introducing us and the opportunity to be on the show tonight. That was fantastic. It's great people. I want to thank my mom, who never gets enough recognition. And who knows if she'll ever see it. That's fine. But for creating me.
Thanks, Mom, for creating Grable.
That's right. And all my friends and my husband and family and all the great music people I get to work with on a daily basis.
Heck yeah. And all the new coming musicians you may be working with soon.
Yes, please do, because if you're here and you work with me now, then I'll shout you out more.
Get in on the ground floor, baby.
That's right. We're still ground floor. Y'all can just jump in, and there's a real big experience to be had.
Very cool. Well, thank you for letting us into your world on the ground floor of building the Grable project and Grable music. It's been an amazing conversation tonight. So thank you so much for opening the gates of your world and letting us step through those thresholds tonight. Your voice, your sound, your vision are reminders of why we keep digging into the underground, because there is where the most authentic, haunting, and unforgettable music really lives.
Ain't that the truth?
So one last time, for all your listeners, go show love to Grable. Go like, follow, and subscribe wherever you stream and scroll at Grable Music. Support her journey, share her music, and keep these dreamscapes alive. And don't forget to visit the underground-nation.com to discover more artists breaking barriers and bending genres. This has been your host with the Ghost Bounce Ball Boogie. Until next time, stay underground.
That wraps up today's episode of the Underground Nation podcast, where we continue to showcase the voices rising from the underground. Special thanks to our guests for sharing their story and their sound. Don't stop here. Discover more artists, news, and exclusive content by visiting underground-nation.com. Stay tuned, stay connected, and keep the underground alive